Washington now for the latest on impeachment. Big week of public hearings ahead. 8 witnesses set to testify, including Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Vindman, the top Ukraine expert at the National Security Council. He sounded the alarm inside the White House after listening in on President Trump's July 25th phone call with the Ukrainian president. Also testifying tomorrow, Kurt Volker, the former U.S. Special Envoy to Ukraine, and on Wednesday, Ambassador Gordon Sondland, the witness who had the most direct contact with President Trump during the pressure campaign on Ukraine. And on Thursday, Fiona Hill, who is the top White House official dealing with Russia, she's going to round out the week. And all this comes after new closed-door testimony this weekend that ties President Trump more directly to the push for political investigations from Ukraine. Our senior national correspondent Terry Moran is on Capitol Hill with the latest. Good morning, Terry.
Good morning, George. Investigators, as you say, worked through much of the weekend, taking more testimony, sworn testimony behind closed doors. Republicans have been saying that the witnesses so far that the public has heard don't tie for the president directly. They aren't talking about what the president said or did directly. This week, that will change. This week, the impeachment hearings zero in on a crucial witness, the middleman, U.S. Ambassador to the European Union, Gordon Sondland, who could provide explosive public testimony. Sondland is a direct link between the shadow campaign to pressure Ukraine into conducting politically charged investigations and President Trump himself. A new witness has now come forward and claimed under oath that Sondland, a Trump megadonor, took his orders directly from the president.
Mr. Sondland has to decide whether his primary loyalty is to America or whether his primary loyalty is to the President of the United States.
In testimony released this weekend, former NSC staff member Tim Morrison put Sondland right at the center of the alleged effort to pressure Ukraine to investigate the president's political rivals, including Joe Biden, using nearly $400 million in military aid as leverage. Morrison testified behind closed doors that Trump and Sondland spoke approximately 5 times on the phone while that vital military aid was on hold. David Holmes, a top staffer in the U.S. Embassy in Kiev, Ukraine, testified behind closed doors on Friday that he and others overheard one phone call in which Trump asked Sondland for an update. Holmes testified that after that call, Sondland said the president didn't give an expletive about Ukraine and only cared about big stuff, like the Biden investigation that Mr. Giuliani was pushing. Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi is offering Trump the opportunity to testify in person or in writing before the House investigators. This morning, Trump tweeted, "I like the idea and will, in order to get Congress focused again, strongly consider it." Meanwhile, Republicans are arguing Democrats are still grasping at straws.
I think the Democrats know they're in trouble on this, which is why we keep moving the goalposts.
And Terry, and that's why, as you pointed out, Ambassador Sondland, really the key witness this week on Wednesday morning, testimony over the weekend that he had at least 5 phone calls with President Trump. And he had said in his previous testimony that he didn't know these investigations were about the Bidens. One of the big questions is he going to have to revise that testimony?
Well, George, he has already had to go back and correct his closed-door testimony. There are a lot of I don't recalls, and now there are witnesses who heard him talk about, they say, the Bidens and the president's demands for the Ukraine to investigate them. He is on the hot seat, no question about it.
And meantime, we got a new poll come that's out just right now that's showing that 70% of the public believes what the president did with Ukraine was wrong. A slim majority, 51%, say that they will now support impeaching and removing President Trump from office. But one of the big questions going forward is going to be, will these hearings make a difference? Will they change people's minds about impeachment right now?
Well, our poll also shows that 21% of Americans have made up their minds after the first week of testimony. That suggests that they were already locked in, or that really the testimony they've heard is enough. But that's a big percentage who still have to make up their minds. And 70% saying the president did something wrong. The president keeps saying the call was perfect. He did nothing wrong. Our poll suggests that may go down in history, along with "I did not have sex with that woman," as a very ineffective presidential defense.
Hallmark of another impeachment. Okay, Terry, thanks very much. You'll be joining us for our coverage of the House impeachment hearings tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday. It starts every day at 9 Eastern. Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.